Alright guys, we're back out here at the same place. A little less wind noise this time. It was pretty bad in the last video. Wind made a pretty bad effect. But anyway, we got the Equinox 800 again. Today I plan on using the Goldfield, or I think it's called Goldfield, the Gold program. And we're going to use it and see how well it works as far as, finding targets in, a park hunting environment. We might check out over here. We might go over here to the baseball field. I'm not sure. But anyway, let's get started. Alright guys, let's start out with the factory preset. Again, I do have the latest update on the firmware, which I can't tell you what version that is necessarily, but it's the first version that gives you the iron bias 2. So I would give you a version number, but it doesn't show up anywhere that I've seen when you start up the machine. But anyway, let's go over to Goldfield 1 or Gold 1, whatever you call it, and let's check out our settings. Of course, we're going to do a ground balance in a moment. We want to adjust the. I don't think you can adjust iron bias on this one. Let me see. Yeah, you can. I'm going to move my iron bias up to 9 just because that's what I want to do. So, alright. Now the tones, I'm pretty happy with the way the tones are set up stock. I'm going to turn the machine up as high as it'll go on the sensitivity. And I'm going to do a frequency count. Try to find the best frequency for the machine to operate on. Alright, I'll go with that. And of course we're going to do a ground balance. Alright, let's grab a ground here. I may have to drop my sensitivity down. Alright, well, I did a ferrite ground balance right before I came out here using, let's see if I got it with me. No, I didn't bring it. Using a ferrite core, and surprisingly enough, ferrite balance on this machine is 0, so that's interesting. Alright, let's scan about and see what we can come up with. Let's open it all the way up with all metal. Alright, it's a cool signal. Iron. I'm actually looking for a small target, so this signal over here, well, it could be something good. It sounds like a pull tab or square tab or something like that. It's not really the kind of signal I'm looking for right now. I'm looking for basically an earring type signal. Let's turn the iron off. That way we don't have to listen to the iron. Well, that sounds like hell. I don't know what that is, but it doesn't sound good. Hmm. I'm going to take a guess and say that's foil. We'll go after it and see what it is. I think I got a little bit of a hint of the target here on the surface. Let's go ahead and dig it up. And it's maybe a little bit thicker than a gum wrapper, but it's pretty much a gum wrapper. You can kind of tell that it was foil based on the size of the target. We're looking for a small target. Alright, here's a target that sounds pretty small. It also sounds like I might need to lower my iron bias a little bit because it's kind of clipping it, and I don't think it needs to be clipped, but I'll let you hear it. Alright, let's hear it from this direction. Good 6-7. There's something going on up here too, but I don't know what it is. It might be some iron, but our target's right here. I'm having a hard time hitting it with the pinpointer. Let's try it from this direction. Appears to be a pretty small target. Alright, let's check it out. I'm getting the target on the surface. Yeah. Huh. doesn't appear to be jewelry. It appears to be like off the old school twist caps where you had the little perforated bottoms. It looks like it's one of the sections of the perforation off a twist cap. So, you know, small target. I'll go back over the hole and make sure that's everything. And then again, you could kind of hear that it was a solid object and it wasn't a piece of foil. You know, I don't know. We'll keep experimenting with that. Alright guys, I'm going to see if I can show you the difference between the 11-inch coil and the 6-inch coil. I'm not going to change any settings on the program, but I am going to take this target right here, this little target we just found, and I'm going to set it on the ground and go over it with both coils and see if you can tell any kind of difference. So let's do that. I'll scan the ground. So there's nothing right there. So let's put the target there. I just kind of dropped it in the grass. So you can see the 11-inch coil is perfectly capable of finding a small target. I think really the only difference between the 11 and the 6-inch coil is just being able to separate between mini targets. But let's see if I can prove myself wrong with that. Let's swap to the coil. Alright, that's the 11. Let's get the 6. Alright guys, I got the 6-inch coil on here. I'll start the machine back up. It should return to all the settings the way I just had them. I'm going to see what it sounds like. It's running a little bit smoother with the 6-inch coil. I guess it's not picking up as much EMI, which could be a good thing. And here's my old coil. I kind of placed it by where the target's at. Hopefully I'll be able to find it. Let's see if we can find it. Oh yeah. Now I like this coil. If you're doing micro jewelry hunting, this is the coil. So this basically is my earring coil, and the other one would be my ring coil, I guess. You know, but they'll both find either. So let's see if I can find the target. It fell down in the grass. I'm probably going to have to get my pinpointer out. Oh, I think I see it. So yeah, there it is, the same target. And let's hunt a little bit with the 6-inch coil. Alright guys, I happened to stumble across what I think is a quarter signal. And I just wanted to let you hear it in part 2. And according to the depth indication, it's probably about 8 inches deep. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get the other coil and we're going to see what it sounds like with that. Alright guys, here's the 11-inch coil, same target, same settings. Alright, what I'll do is I'll put the 6-inch coil right beside it and a comparison. Alright, I'm glad I did this test because before I did this I wasn't really able to see much of a difference between these two coils. They're both getting deep targets. But it's pretty noticeable. The 11-inch coil definitely does a better job of picking it up. But this is no slouch. Let's hear it with this. You can see I I can't move quite as far away from it and still pick it up. But I'm still picking it up in probably an 11-inch range here. Alright, let's dig it up and see how deep it really is. Of course, we're not getting it on the surface. I figured it was a little deeper than that. I'm thinking maybe 6, 7, 8 inches. Let's find out. Well, I could be wrong. It might be more like 9 inches. Guess my camera fell over in disbelief. Let's see if we can get it to stand up. Oh yeah, the small coil is not supporting it. Well, that's exactly what it is. Alright, let's get this. So it's basically at the bottom of the second plug I pulled out of there. Right there. I'll let you see it. Can you see it there? It's not silver, I don't think. It's got some caked on clay. It's been down there a while. Let's put a little light on it. What is that? I can't even read it. Maybe you guys can figure it out before me. I'm looking in the camera screen. It looks like maybe 1977 or something. Well, I can't tell, but it is just a nasty old clad. But it was a quarter. And let's talk about the depth. How deep was it? Well, if you go from the top of the grass, I'd say it was to about right there on the pinpointer. So whatever that distance is, I don't know, 7.5, 8 inches, something like that. Maybe 9 inches. Of course, I was picking it up when I had the coil off the ground, so that's a good 10, 11 inches. I don't know. It was deep for that small coil. I'm impressed. I really have to say, I am impressed with this small coil. It does a great job, to be honest with you. And it's very light. And if you search in the Gold 1 mode, you can hear the threshold. It helps draw you into targets that are actually kind of far away, so your footprint is a lot bigger than the actual coil itself. Because you can hear things off the hill, you can hear things off the front of the toe. These are relatively deep targets. Let's see. You hear the disturbance in the threshold. You move forward. Get on the actual target. You can hear the disturbance of the threshold on the other side of the coil. And that's actually the same size, probably 11 inches of the other coil. So you can walk at a slow pace and cover pretty thoroughly the ground. That signal's nulled out. So yeah, let's see what this sounds like in part 2. Let's open up the screen. You don't get nearly as far of a response off the heel and the front of the coil when you're in part 2. So, unless you're going real, there's another quarter. Good grief. That was not very deep, maybe 6 inches, as opposed to that 9-inch one back there. So, if you're going off the, search results on the 6-inch coil, if you're going to be using it, and you want to walk at a, moderate pace, whatever, I would recommend using the Gold program. If you want to take your time and go slow, of course, the Part 2 program, as evidenced here, will allow you to identify your targets, but you're going to have to go slower and actually, consider covering the actual size of the coil in your sweep. But yeah, I really like the 6-inch coil. I think the main reason I like it is it's so light. Alright, let's get this quarter out of here. Not getting it on the surface. Don't expect this one is this deep. It's not in that plug. So it's fairly deep. Go to the side a little bit. Nope, just fell out. Quarter. Alright, I'll get back to you if I find anything interesting. Otherwise, thanks for watching.